Welcome, everyone, to another edition of Deconversion Stories. And today I have the amazing Captain Dadpool here with me today. And what we're going to do is we are going to talk about his journey away from his belief system from his past, and also probably talk a little bit about how he got involved with the Tart Boys over on the Atheist Roundtable channel there. And you never know what else comes up. But you guys know these conversations tend to veer off on the side topics all the way through it. So hope you're ready for that. Anyways, Captain Dadpool, I am glad you have joined me today, even though you literally just found out about it like 10 minutes before. I'm
just glad I'm available.
Yeah, no kidding, because I had everything all set up, and I was under the impression that the boys had told you about this, but
it's entirely possible that they did, and I just missed it, but I went scouring through my emails, and I couldn't find anything, but it's all good. Here we are.
Well, Oz is in the chat, so he's the one we have to point fingers at. Oz.
What happened, Oz? What happened here?
But we made it happen, and that's the important thing. So basically
go.
what I do is I talk to people about how they fell out of their belief system. So kind of what I ask is you kind of take us back to when you were a believer, like all the way back to, maybe when you were a kid being indoctrinated and the shit you went through then. And those dominoes started falling that prompted you to get out of it all.
Yeah, definitely. Growing up, I had pretty mild exposure to religion. Like went to church with my grandma every other weekend. So I understood the basics, but I never really gave a lot of thought to it. I was too young. And then I stopped once I became like a preteen, I guess. When I was 15, I was invited to a youth group from a high school friend. And I was a very shy, awkward kid. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was kind of starved for social interaction. And so I was like, yeah, I'll go, sure. So I went there, and everyone was very nice and welcoming. They made me feel like I was at home. And of course, the youth group itself was very different than what I had previously experienced in church. There was a live rock band. There was like strobe lights and fog machines and a snack bar. It was just totally different than what I thought.
Oh, shit.
So I became like immediately like became a part of this family, I guess. And I became very, very obsessed with theology and the Bible. I poured myself into it. I joined the drama team. I joined the worship band playing the bass guitar. I went on missions trips, seminars. I went to the Ray Comfort Kirk Cameron seminar. Did all that. Went to college for a couple of years. Went to Bible college for a couple of years because I wanted to be a pastor. Couldn't afford it anymore, so I had to join. So I joined the military because I was homeless. And I was tired of being homeless, didn't have any, my life didn't seem to be going anywhere. So I joined the Army at the age of 22. I was an infantryman, immediately shipped off to Iraq. I was there for a year. Came back at the end of my contract. I went back to Bible college to finish my degree because I had the GI Bill. I didn't have to really pay for it anymore. So I went for biblical theology because I was always interested in knowing the truth about the Bible. I wanted to be a pastor, but I didn't want to be a pastor for the sake of being a pastor. You know what I mean? I wanted to know the nitty gritty parts of the Bible. I wanted to get deep down into it. During my education, I became very interested in apologetics. I became a huge fan of Dr. William Lane Craig. Yeah. I'm going to take a swig here with you.
All right.
I read a few of his books. I watched a bunch of his debates, and that's how I got introduced to like Christopher Hitchens and Richard Carrier and guys like that. And I decided that I wanted to be able to debate atheists. So I got super immersed in like the teleological, cosmological argument for causation, more objective morality, all that. Like I got involved in all that. But the more and more I read, the more I listened to, I realized that the atheists had better answers, and while Dr. William Lane Craig's answers were all very repetitive. He said the same things pretty much every single debate.
He has a script, pretty much, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I could pretty much recite it word for word at one point. I think I could. And him, and I listened to, again, Ray Comfort, a bunch of his debates, which his debates never go very well. But I was always a fan of science. I was never a science denier like a lot of Christians are. I always try to reconcile science with my faith.
Yeah, many do.
Yeah, and like Dr. Craig and like Ray Comfort, like they seemed to be able to do that pretty well at the time. Back when I was still brainwashed and biased, and I had an agenda in what I was trying to learn how to do. But as time progressed, I started entertaining more of the things that I'd heard and hearing, those guys debate actual scientists who are telling them, no, you're wrong about this because of this. And there was one debate with Ray Comfort and Kirk Cameron. I forget who it was that debated them. They were like, there's a museum with transitional fossils in them. I will buy you a ticket to go and see them. And then Ray Comfort was like, you believe that? You believe those are real? And at that point I was like, okay, all right, hold on. So now we have the guy that I've been looking up to who's just saying, oh, those aren't real. I'm like, but the scientific community is saying they are. And this guy is like offering anyway. So getting back on track with the story. I graduated. I wrote my thesis. I was still a Christian when I graduated. Right after I graduated, I like to say that I left the faith intellectually long before I left it emotionally.
Right.
Pretty much right after I graduated, I intellectually became atheist. I stopped believing everything, but I was still going to church because I was still a part of a community. I was still in a worship band at that church, and I was still struggling with these things in my head. And that went on for about 2 or 3 years. And then my third child was born. And he almost didn't survive the delivery. We had the doctors had 2 different heart rate monitors on him, and they both flatlined immediately. My wife, now ex-wife, had to be rushed into a emergency C-section, and I was pushed into a tiny dark room and just left to wait. And I started to revert back into my Christianity. I started praying again. And then several moments later, they wheeled by me my son, who had to spend some time in the NICU, but he was fine. And so for a while, I was like, praise God, he saved my son when he was about to die. So it was all just emotions. And then once the emotions kind of settled down and the intellect could take back over, I started thinking, wait, why did God save my child when he allowed all these other ones to die? For various different reasons, not even just a delivery, like SIDS is a thing. Like kids like babies will die within 6 months of being alive. Their parents will wake up and just find them dead in their crib. I'm like why is that? Why does that happen? Why am I special? Like I'm not. So that started to bring that doubt back in.
You are special, by the way, to the people that care about you.
Yeah. Definitely. As is everybody.
Sure.
So I reverted back to my Christian roots, and I started like listening to worship music that I used to, praying in my car. But God no longer like seemed to be real. Like I wasn't feeling the same emotions, like the Holy Spirit. I wasn't feeling those feelings anymore. And at one point I broke down crying in my car, and I was like, God, I need you to show me in some way that you are still here for me, that you're still real. My marriage was in shambles at the time also. And I wasn't like, God, I need you to save my marriage or anything, because I know you don't work that way. I was like, God, I need you to show me some way that you're still real. You're still here for me. And as soon as I said that, as, my buddy Atheist Chico put it so eloquently, the silence that I heard was the loudest noise that has ever entered my ears in my life. As soon as I said that, I realized God was never there in the first place. I had just been taught that he was.
Right.
So I stopped crying, and then like this intense feeling of peace just like kind of came over me, and it was a very, very powerful feeling. I'll never forget it. So
Is
then
that
here
the
I
Holy Spirit, or
am. He wishes.
yeah.
So after that, I was atheist. I was never really involved in the atheist community. I didn't really have an outlet. I had looked into like, I had this message balled up deep inside me for a few years. And I didn't really have an outlet to express it. I looked into some of the like over the phone counseling services for those who are deconstructing, and those never really panned out. So I said, I don't have the patience for YouTube. So I didn't really know what to do. And then I downloaded TikTok for funsies, like everybody does, and started making like little like fun skits about my cats. And one day I responded to a TikTok of someone saying, "Those of you who left your religion, what caused you to leave your religion?" And I gave a very like Reader's Digest version of the spiel, that I've given here. And that video went viral, and suddenly I got just an insane amount of followers. And now I'm at like almost 180,000 followers on TikTok.
I saw that.
Yeah. And it's completely by accident. I have no idea. Like, I don't
That's
even
how TikTok works, apparently. That you just get blasted with people all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't use hashtags in any of my videos. Like, I don't follow trends. Like, all the like tricks and things that you do to gain followers, I don't do. So I don't know what happened, but I kind of won like the TikTok lottery, I guess.
Sure. Are we sure it wasn't God?
It might have been God. People have told me I'm doing God's work. People have called me the
Via
Anti-Christ.
TikTok.
Yeah. I'm the TikTok Antichrist, I guess.
Amazing.
So I had found the Atheist Roundtable at one point several months prior to me joining TikTok. So I knew who Oz and Jeff were. And suddenly I started getting messages from them. And I was like, they look familiar. And I couldn't connect the dots at the time. And I went live, and Oz came on my live stream, and he was like, "Hey, would you want to be a guest on the Atheist Roundtable?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I remember that show." I was like, "I've seen you before, and I've seen Jeff before." So yeah, he invited me on. I told the same story I'm telling you now. And they invited me into like a private group chat on Skype. And now we're kind of, I'm a part of the family now. And it's pretty wild. I'm a baby in this community. So even though like I have such a large following on TikTok, like I'm the one who's starstruck when I get to like have a conversation with you right now, because I knew who you were. And I was in that group discussion with Amun Ra not too long ago. And like Oz put me in there, and I was like, "Oh God, what is happening?" I was like, "Be cool. Yeah. I'm fine."
Arn's a pretty cool guy, man. He's easy to get along with. He's chatty. He's always got beer, and that's why I love him.
And in that particular chat, he was dressed as a pirate and drinking rum. And rum is my go-to drink. I'm a huge rum fan. So yeah, like I'd watched a lot of his YouTube videos, and suddenly I'm in here talking to him, and I'm like, so I'm the one who's starstruck about everything. So I'm still learning who everyone is. I'm still getting acquainted with all the different podcasts that all my fellow atheist family members have, and I'm playing catch up. I'm trying to hit the ground running. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it, I guess.
What about like some friends and family of yours that were still in the camp of being believers. How did they feel about it when you came out of all this?
So my family, I got very lucky in that regard. My parents divorced when I was 3. My dad lives in Texas. I have a good relationship with him, and but neither of them are Christian. They believe in God, I guess. Yeah, they believe in God, but they're not Christian. So they don't really care. My mom follows me on TikTok. So she's supportive. So I didn't have any issues with that area. I didn't have to deal with a lot of the excommunication that a lot of people do, which breaks my heart because I get a lot of DMs from people saying, "Hey, my family is kicking me out of the house. What do I do?" I'm like, fuck, I don't know. I'm not a counselor. I don't know what to tell you.
I always, if you want, after this, in the description box, I have a bunch of links for places that help people that have issues like that after they deconvert, like recovering from religion, secular therapy, a journey free, among a few of the ones that I have down there. You can always take them down on like on a notepad somewhere and just pass those on to people, because there are people out there that will help them for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's great. I'll probably mention that in some videos from the, because I do respond to those comments from time to time on TikTok. Right. Like, here's some advice. Make sure your parents know you're not doing this out of rebellion. You're doing this because you've put a lot of thought into this, and you still want to be a member of the family. You know, I've researched some advice to give. Mm-hmm. But as far as friends go, most of my friends from back then don't even know about my TikTok. I haven't advertised it on like my public social media accounts or my private ones where I keep in contact with friends and family. But I do have a few who reach out to me from time to time, and I have one couple in particular who has pretty consistently like tried to reconvert me. They even bought me that book, Too Much Faith to Be an Atheist, and asked me to read it. And he made a necklace for me. That's like, I have this tattoo. Right. Shit. Okay. So he took that tattoo and he's like an engineer, and he made that tattoo into a necklace and gave it to me. He's like, God put it on my heart to make this for you. And I was like, ooh, fucking Christ.
That must have hurt like fuck.
Yeah. I was like, I hate to tell you.
One wrong move, he would have stabbed you with that sucker, and that'd be the
yeah, really. Like, God told you to make a necklace for me? Like, there's a lot of suffering people out there. I don't need a necklace.
Yeah,
but he asked me.
I'm to the charity or something.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ. But he asked me like to read the book, and then like would text me like how I felt about the book, and I did read it, and I told him, I was like, it's not written for atheists, it's written for Christians. And I was like, there's this fake dialogue with the author arguing with the author who's pretending to be an atheist. Like, if he had this discussion with an actual atheist, especially an educated one, it would have gone very differently. And he was like, oh yeah, I guess I understand. But I wanted to be like, why don't you read God's Not Great by Christopher Hitchens? Why don't you do that?
Yeah, I got some books for you.
Yeah, I've got a few. How much time do you have? But yeah, so overall, I haven't got a lot of backlash from my friends or family,
right,
over my deconstruction or deconversion.
That's good, because I often hear many people get ostracized, like shunned even from their families.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. It really is, because it's so needless.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that their love for their children or the family is conditional, and it's conditional upon a first century belief system, and a holy book that was written by a bunch of people that we don't know who they were. But we know they had an agenda. Yeah. So it is extremely heartbreaking. And I hear all the stories again. I get a lot of DMs about it, and they break my heart. They really do.
Well, I do remember I don't remember where it is in the Bible, but basically people are told to love Jesus and God above their family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
It's in Matthew, I believe, if I remember
I think
correctly.
you're right. I think you're right.
You have to your love for your family has to be hate compared to your love for God.
Right. Right.
Which as a Christian is like a challenge. You're like, oh, I have to fall in love with God so much more. But as an atheist now, I'm like, that's the fucking stupidest shit I've ever read in my life. I can't believe I bought into that.
Petty motherfucker. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you though, the best book this year that I've read so far, because I've read a bunch, has got to be this one here, which is done by Hector Garcia, called
Alpha God.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a fucking great book.
What's it about?
It's like the psychology that God seems to have as the same as humans. He's got the same primate brain that we do, and it shows. Really? It shows in the way he behaves, because he behaves like like what does an omnipotent being need with jealousy, right? Why would he care about, if he created everyone, why is he killing all the firstborn and stuff like that, which is something that animals do when they take over like a pride, we'll say, like lions. They always kill the firstborn males.
Yeah. Or
children in general, the babies in general. But yeah, it's Hector Garcia wrote it. Hector A. Garcia, because there's other Hector Garcias.
And, I am adding it to my reading list now.
The Psychology of Religious Violence and Oppression.
Yep, there it is. Got it.
Yeah, it's very good. Highly recommend.
I just bought what's it called? The Atheistic Theist. Where's my camera? There it is.
I have not heard of that.
Why There Is No God and You Should Follow Him. It's a Christian author, but one of my Christian followers on TikTok, who I see is one of the smarter ones, or one of the more educated ones, recommended it. So I was like, I'm going to pick that up. It sounds interesting. But there's a lot about purity culture in it, right. And I'm actually going to be debating a guy named Pastor John on the Atheist Roundtable on the topic of purity culture. So yeah, we still have to schedule a date for that, but it's definitely going to happen. Anyway,
yeah, I know that Pastor John. He's been on their channel quite a bit.
Yeah, he was one of the first ones. He made a video. He's like, I see a lot of atheists these days claiming that Jesus might never have existed at all, and the most popular of these is Captain Dadpool. So Captain Dadpool, I'm gonna call you out. He's like, give me your 3 best arguments against the existence of Jesus. And I saw this TikTok. I was like, what is happening right now? Oh shit! And I was like, okay, I got this. Hell yeah. So I gave him my 3 arguments, and he was under the impression that I was a myth. Fuck, I'm such a hard time with mythicist, mythalisticist words.
Yeah.
He thought I was that, and I was like, I'm teetering between that and the person of Jesus being real, but being based more off of another, like Jesus ben Sadir or Jesus ben Panar, which is mentioned in the Jewish Talmud. Anyway, and he ended up, I made 3 videos in response to him because he asked for 3 separate points. And he ended up taking his challenge video down because of my responses. Now he made a video saying I made an assumption about this guy that ended up not being correct. So I'm going to take this video down and re-challenge him. And at that point, I was just like, I've said all that I can for right now. I was getting a lot of attention at the time. I was like, I don't want to keep doing this back and forth with you for now. But then he wanted to, have like a formal debate on, and so I reached out to Oz, and he was like, yeah, we'll definitely make that happen. So he just asked for my phone number today, so hopefully we'll be able to schedule that. Anyway, sorry if I'm being wordy.
No, that's the whole point of this, is for you to be able to talk about this stuff. And just remember to tell him that there's no drunken 4 a.m. phone calls.
Yeah.
Unless he needs rescuing from something.
No drunk dials.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't know where my producer is because now I got to handle all the fucking buttons.
Oh, okay.
Guy's hanging out in the chat with everybody.
Are we gonna take questions or anything?
I always encourage people to pop questions into the chat, but I still have some too. But
Okay.
if you do, guys, the easiest way to do it is just throw like a $1 super chat. It doesn't have to be really that much at all. And they highlight, and I'll be able to notice them right away if you do have questions for Captain Dadpool here. So, how many times have you been on the Tart show? A few times now, is it not?
Yeah, like 2 or 3, 4 ish.
He just popped into the back room now.
Oh, there he is.
He's making up for all the coins that he missed earlier. By the way, the hashtag coins is the drinking game that comes on here. My phone has the Mario coin sound effect for when I get notifications.
Oh, and that's amazing.
I get quite a few notifications, so every time it goes off, coins comes up.
I can explain. Please explain. I need answers.
Oh, he'll be in here with us towards the end of this, and then of course the after party as well. I always bring him in for the last few minutes and I always try to catch him at a really weird moment, like he's got fingers up his nose or something.
Yeah, who
knows? So, what made you want to start a TikTok?
It was during the shutdown that we had.
Or the pandemic thing?
Yeah, I have 4 small kids, 4 small boys. 3 of them are mine. 1 is my girlfriend's. He's my adopted stepson. So when that happened, our daycare shut down. We both worked in the same place. Daycare got shut down, so suddenly we needed, someone to be home at all times. So we made the decision that I would quit my job and stay home with them. So, of course, I have these 4 kids who are loud and destructive all the time. So I downloaded TikTok just because everyone's talking about it, and so I did it just as kind of a distraction from the stress that was my day-to-day life.
Right.
And I became immediately hooked. It was a very good escapism.
It is.
I guess. And then, started making videos. It appeals to me very well because I have ADHD pretty hard. So the quick like videos. Again, I said earlier, I don't have the patience for YouTube. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, but I can't make YouTube videos. So doing this and like being as easy as it is to make the videos, I started just making some just for the fuck of it.
Yeah, just push the little button and you're making a video.
Yep, it's that simple. So yeah, that's pretty much how it started.
I didn't realize that because I just made my first one the other day while I was live on the after party, and I'm like staring at the thing. Is it working? I'm thinking, yeah, I'm Neil, 604 Atheist. I do deconversion stories right now. And that got quite a bit of response. I was shocked, actually.
Yeah,
but it is a lot of fun. All right, so when you started going and watching some of these videos on YouTube, we always seem to fall. I did, anyways. You always seem to fall like down this rabbit hole of videos. So, who were some of the first names that you sort of fell onto, or maybe you were recommended somebody, and then all the suggestions start popping up, and you see a bunch of other channels? What kind of like route did you take down the YouTube wormhole to get into those atheist videos?
Yeah, like when like I was saying earlier, when I was doing, getting really interested in apologetics, and into Dr. William Lane Craig, and I, through looking up debates that he was in, learned about Christopher Hitchens, which I had a very brief, knowledge of, but actually hearing him debate, I instantly became, even as a Christian, like for years after learning who he was and seeing his stuff, I always said like he's my favorite atheist as a Christian. So and even prior to that, I had read, The God Delusion as a Christian, because again, I wanted to be able to debate atheists, and The God Delusion is like the book in atheism. So I read it, And my biggest criticism, again, as a Christian, was like, he sounds so cynical. Like that was my only argument. I didn't have any arguments for any of the things he stated in the book. I was just like, he sounds so cynical about it. Because that's how you think as a Christian. So him, and then, the four horsemen.
Yeah. Daniel Dennett, Sam Harris. Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I, got interested in them. And then, after, I became an atheist, I started looking into like, I had a long commute to work. It was almost an hour to and from my job. So I looked into atheist podcasts, and I got introduced to Glory Hole Studios and Cognitive Dissonance and The Scathing Atheist. And I'm a huge fan of those. I still listen to them today. And then, it kind of branched from there. And then, of course, once I got involved in TikTok, and then the atheist community kind of found me. And then I was invited to join this the Skype group chat that we have, and like most everybody on there has a podcast or a YouTube channel. It's like, so I go on the TART like affiliated links, and I'm just like follow. Sorry, distracted.
Shiny.
Exactly. So I'm very new to the community. I'm very excited and happy to be a part of the community. I'm very happy to have a platform to get my message out the way I do.
We're happy to have you, man.
Yeah, and I'm still the newbie. I'm still trying to play catch up and figure out who everybody is, and what all they do,
Right.
as far as podcasts and YouTube goes. So I'm trying to hit the ground running.
Prophet of Zod is another channel. I don't know if you've found his yet, but he's definitely check out Zod's channel. He's got some great stuff. Can't miss him. He's the guy who's dressed all in black. And he's got one of them buzzed out faces like the white snow shit from the TV.
That sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar.
He's a great guy. I've met him personally. We've had a couple of good times down in Texas when we did the Faithless Forum last, and definitely check out his channel.
Cool, I'll do that.
Zod, check out TikTok. I was hesitant for a long time, and
he's not on TikTok.
No, he's not. He says,
there he is. There he is in the comments.
Yeah.
Dude, if you have time for YouTube, you have time for TikTok.
TikTok's easy peasy.
It is.
You don't even have to upload anything. You could just watch a lot of crazy shit, and they're all quick videos.
Yeah, it's a good time. But
he's getting a lot of love there in the chat. Everyone's
I love your content. I see that. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to.
Well, he's a pretty popular channel, man. He's got.
I'm pretty sure I've seen him like in passing at one point or another. Like I've had like a basic exposure to like most of these guys, but I never like got deeply involved. So like, yeah.
Well, you're familiar with lots of YouTubers, I guess, like the Atheist, like Shannon Q, right? And Paula Gia.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And maybe Vice Rhino.
Actually, no, I don't think so.
Another good one. Check out Vice Rhino.
Vice Rhino.
I was wearing his shirt yesterday. Actually, today I got my Bob and Doug McKenzie shirt on because a little Canadiana going.
Oh.
But dude, I could recommend a bunch of really good channels for you for sure.
I got my work cut out for me already.
Yeah. Bionic Dance is another one.
Bionic Dance. There's so many good like every like YouTube channel that or podcast that I check out from all these different guys is so good, and I'm like there's just not enough time in the day.
I know to watch them all.
Oh, and I really want to.
Yeah, I do too. I watch. The first thing I do is the titles that grab me the most is what I watch first, and then I do some back catalog after that.
That makes sense.
Right. I'm sure you're familiar, of course, with all the ACA stuff, right?
Yeah.
Very good. I don't know if you know this, but I became a co-host on Profit or the Nonprofits.
Did you?
Yeah, so I'm one of the co-hosts of that show, and my producer Mikey down there, he's also going to be on the show. Well, as well.
Okay, that's cool.
We just had X from the Utah Outcasts on there as a guest, and he'll probably be back as well. Prophets is a lot of fun to do, and of course, there's all the other great shows, and I'm still I got to bug Matt a little bit more, but I want to co-host with him on the Atheist Experience. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Oh man, that'd be so cool to be on there with Matt.
Totally. I already did the Talk Heathen. I did that once, and I've done Truth and Wanted with Dan a couple of times.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun. And I think you'd have fun with Dan. I'd say that's a good icebreaker into that field, into the ACA stuff, is to go on to Truth Wanted, because he's a pretty easygoing guy. He's totally chill, and he loves to have new people co-host with him all the time. So
Truth Wanted, huh?
Yeah. And Objectively Dan is his name, and he's a friend of mine, so I could probably put in a good word for you.
Okay.
And if you see this, Dan, hint.
Yeah, Dan. Bring me on your shenanigans.
It's okay, Mikey. There haven't been that many. It's okay. Chill, bro. Well, Mikey does his own show too. He does the Bin podcast with a bunch of friends, and they were on just earlier, so he was probably running a little late and had to catch up on a couple things before he could join us. Yeah, and actually Zod's been on, so super fun to do a show with. There you go. So some more praise.
Zod says Dan is fun to be on. It sounds like something I should work towards.
Dan's only 8 feet tall. He's tall. He's like, I'm fucking 6'4", and actually Zod's tall too. But Dan's a fucking giant. I swear.
Damn. I'm just a meager 69 inches.
69 inches? Whoa.
True story.
I'm not touching that one.
In the military, they do your height by inches. So I learned that. I was like, I'm 69 inches? That's
cool.
Funny. The elementary school kid came out in me.
Yeah.
That for sure.
Yeah, I remember, I'm in elementary school. That's the first time I ever heard the word masturbation. And I was at the water fountain, and one of the kids that usually loved to pick on me all the time. Actually, I got picked on a lot as a kid, but he goes, "So, hey, do you masturbate?" And I'm like, he's like, "It's okay if you do, you know." I'm like, "Oh, sure." And of course, back then it was like, you're gay and all this, right? So,
yeah,
back then it was just a different world.
Oh yeah,
nobody would say something like that today, but still. And I was like, "What are you talking about? Like, I thought you just said it was okay. Like, and not that, you know where I'm going with this."
Yeah, definitely. They're trying to loop you into it.
Right. So
like, it's okay if you do, right? Oh, you do? Well, then you're gay.
Yeah, exactly. This was the 70s, people. It was totally different time then, and it would be completely unacceptable to hear something like that today.
Mm-hmm.
As it fucking should be.
Right.
But anyways, I didn't really know what he meant by that. So I ended up going home and checking it out.
You're like, I can do that?
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, but I was pretty young, and luckily Dad had a stash of Playboys around, so it was pretty.
Oh man.
Yeah.
My dad kept his locked in a filing cabinet.
Did he?
Yeah, I never got to be a part of that too much.
Aw.
Yeah.
My friend was hilarious, man. He found his dad's Penthouse magazines one day, and he comes up to my place with like 4 or 5 of these things. He's like, "Dude, look what I got." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." He starts going through them, and he's already had them. He's in there with his crayons and shit drawn on them. And I don't know where, I think he cut a piece of carpet out and stuck it, where the pubic hair would be for more realism. I don't know, but
wow.
I'm like, holy shit, dude, what are you doing?
Never thought of that. That's genius.
Yeah.
Babe, do we have any spare carpet that we're not doing anything with?
This is going to turn into a South Park episode, isn't it?
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. What it's for.
Carpet munchers. Was that Cartman that said, "My grandfather was 3/4 lesbian"?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't do Cartman anymore. I used to be able to do him. I actually can do him pretty well when I'm like drunk. I can do.
You can do an
much
impression.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do one for us now?
I could try. Let me. Me. Okay, let me see if I can do this. You guys. No, that's not right. You guys, I'm going home.
Oh, that's good.
Mom, kitty bit it down now. I know a certain kitty who's sleeping with mommy tonight. So there you go. I don't know. Something
That was good. That was really good. I do a Schmeagol or Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
I do him too. Yeah. He's great.
Stupid fat hobbitses. They thirsty with us.
That's awesome, dude. My friend Jimmy Snow, or Dear Mr. Atheist, he's also known, does Stewie from fucking Family Guy to a T.
Oh yeah.
And I had the privilege of working on a video where I got to play Ray Comfort. So I kind of did my kind of.
Oh, that must have been fun. Oh, coins.
Yeah. Drinking game, everyone.
I'm gonna need to get another beer.
That's okay. That's perfectly okay.
If I disappear for a second, you'll know where I went.
Magic. But anyways, I got to do the voice of Ray Comfort, which was a lot of fun for Prophet of Zod, actually, who's in the chat there. So.
Yeah, I see him. Yeah.
But I got to tell you, my friend Ocean Keltoy, he's a polytheist, but he's really cool one, so he gets to hang out with us as atheists or whatever. If he ever sees this, he's gonna go, "Fuck you, Neil." No, he's really cool. He's really cool. And I used to be a polytheist too. When I went from being a Jew to polytheism to atheism, pretty much. So there went a little bit of Wicca in there as well. But anyway, he did Jordan Peterson.
Oh, really?
And if you closed your eyes and heard him talking and doing Peterson, you'd fucking swear it was Peterson.
I would love to hear that.
Yeah, well, IQ, find the link and stick it in the chat so we can get him over there to see the video. It's kind of like a Jeopardy thing where you get to ask questions, and of course I got to be pervy old Ray Comfort with the right, and doing his accent kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. If you take a look at the banana, it's perfectly shaped for the human hand.
That's right. With your mouth, you could put it right in your mouth perfectly.
Put it right. You take the banana right in the way God intended.
Yeah, this is how good it was. Like Zod himself comes here and he says, a lot of people thought I had found actual clips of Peterson talking. Oh, thanks, Ian. Ian just gave us a super sticker.
Oh, super sticker.
Thanks, Ian. Ian's always good for that. Well, who's your favorite? If you had to pick like a channel that you would go to every time.
A channel? Like a YouTube channel?
Yeah, or someone that you enjoy their content, whether it be TikTok or YouTube or whatever. Like, who's someone that is like your go-to?
So on TikTok, I have a buddy named Crimson Barrel. He's actually pantheist, but his knowledge of the Old Testament and how it was taken from, so much pagan literature or pagan mythology is so much older. His knowledge on that is just so extensive. And I've learned a lot from him because, of course, in Bible college, you're not taught that El is the supreme god of the Canaanite pantheon, and Elohim. Yeah, and Elohim refers to his children as a whole, and each tribe had their own god, and the Old Testament is a story of El being angry that his children are being worshipped instead of him.
Right.
Like, that's some shit I'd never heard of in Bible college. You're always taught that Elohim was referring to the Trinity.
Yeah, nope.
So he's someone, Crimson Barrel is his name. He's he's much more intelligent than I am, and he doesn't have a degree to my knowledge. He's all self-taught. But everything he says checks out. So I like going to him. Atheist Jesus. Sure most people are familiar with him.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
He's another one who's way more intelligent than I am. Like I know a lot about Christianity and theology and the Bible and Christian doctrine. But he's much more well versed in logic and critical thinking and arguing. So a lot of his videos, he's like talking over my head, and I have to watch his videos like 2 or 3 times to be. And I've told him this. I was like, he's come onto my live streams. I'm like, I have to watch your videos like 2 or 3 times to really understand what the fuck you're talking about. And then usually by like the 3rd time, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what he's getting at. Okay. So yeah, Atheist Jesus is another big one. But yeah, other than that, as far as YouTube, I don't really have a specific channel that I watch. I enjoy watching just debates in general. I still watch those from time to time, from Bart Ehrman and Richard Carrier, and the old ones from Chris Richards, and
those are classics.
Yeah, so like whenever I have or I'm doing some mundane chore in the house, or I'm driving, I'll look up a debate and watch those. So even when I was a Christian, I really liked watching debates, and as an atheist, I still like watching debates. So
cool. Actually, I had Dr. Carrier on the show.
Did you?
Yeah, a little over a year ago, I think now. Yeah, that was a good time. He enjoyed it, and I had a good chat with him, and even hung out for the after party and met a few of my wacky friends at the time. And yeah, he seemed to have a good time. So he gave me a message later, said, "Thanks, man. That was a lot of fun," kind of thing. So
cool.
Yeah, I've had a lot of interesting folks on here, known people, unknown people, but I think all these stories are needed to be heard. And Mikey had a question actually that he popped into the chat. What would you say to past believer to help them on their path? You mean somebody that's still on the fence, Mikey, or what do you mean?
Like someone who is currently going through their deconstruction.
Get in here.
Let me just say the past.
It's like no, it's too early. I'm not ready.
Yeah, like are you talking about the depression and nihilism that kind of comes with that? Are you talking about the doubt or the fear of hell that you retain for some reason? Yeah, I want to answer that question, but I want to make sure I answer it correctly.
I think he passed the seeing double because he can't be referring to me.
What's going on, Mike? Boston Mike.
Ah, there we go. There we go. The Jeopardy one is there. So
Jeopardy one. What's that?
I don't expect you to write.
Oh, is that the? Okay, I'm gonna copy that.
Just you can. I think you can.
Nice. Yep, there it is. I'm gonna copy that and save that one for later.
There you go. Yeah, Dark Matter. Dark Matter. That's another great channel too. And I'm working on getting him on the show too, guys. He already knows, and he is just super busy, but he does plan on getting back to me. So we will be setting it up, okay?
Yeah, I've seen Dark Matter.
Yeah, he's great.
I've seen a few of those videos. And God damn it, I forget her name now. She narrates on it from time to time.
On who? Dark Matters?
I might be thinking about another channel. Sorry again. Shit, drink. Babe, can you pour me some rum?
No.
Please?
No.
I love you. My beer is finished.
What about the other beer you have open?
We have a drinking game going on. Whenever someone donates, I have to take a drink. I can't break the rules here. This is sacred.
You should have been prepared for this.
I didn't know there was a drinking game involved.
What is it empty? Did you have another one? Your kid was saying that you had another one open.
Another one what?
Beer.
Yeah, she said I had another one somewhere. I don't know what she's talking about.
I don't know.
I'm past the beer. I'm ready to get into the rum now.
All right. B.
Did someone say rum?
Oh, yeah, I did. I did say rum.
My question was, what would you say to previous religious you that you what would you
Oh.
tell them to help them on their path?
That's
What would you tell yourself to
What
help
I tell
yourself
myself?
go through that?
That's a good one. Thank you, dear. Previous religious me, I would tell previous religious me to it's kind of similar to what I tell most people that ask me kind of this question is your brain is going through a very real biological and biochemical change right now. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen as fast as you want it to. You have to let it take its course. It sucks. It's no fun at all. You'll go through the stages of grief. You go through anger, depression, denial. You'll go through all that during this period. This is just your brain adapting to this new information. So give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. And in the meantime, take care of your mental health. I have a lot of hobbies as someone who has ADHD. So I became very invested in the various hobbies that I have as a way of, distracting myself while I went through this. So take care of your mental health and
It's important.
be patient. It's not going to happen as fast as you want it to. But in the end, you'll be much happier. You will feel like a stronger person after you've gone through it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed. And just like this book on the title of this book says, folks, it's a better life.
It's a better life.
Yeah, this one's got a bunch of atheists in there, including a very famous one that actually follows me on Twitter now.
Really?
I've invited her onto the show, but I've not gotten a response yet. And I know she's seen the message, but Julia Sweeney was a ex-Saturday Night Live alumni. She used to do that Pat character, the androgynous sort of, you didn't know if it was he, and everyone tried to ask leading questions to get her to, or get Pat to answer.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Wow. Really?
Mm-hmm.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. It would be. It would be
Wonder
really
why she
awesome.
hasn't responded. She should.
She's read it, but I'm like, she follows me on Twitter because I guess she saw a couple of posts that she liked that I did, but she doesn't know me like from a hole in the wall. I'm just some dude out of the blue. She's a paid actress, so I'm sure I didn't offer any like, hey, listen, I could throw a few $100 your way to come on the show. I didn't do anything like that. I just said this is basically voluntary sort of thing, and I think she just kind of filed me in the circular file, so to speak. But yeah.
All right.
How does Neil drink so much and not take a break? I don't have a bladder. I'm kidding.
I bet that's handy.
That would be the opposite because that would just go right through you. So I do actually have a bladder.
So my liver just does all the work.
Yeah. I have a hole punch in the side, so everything just leaks out.
Yeah,
I sit with a bucket.
I've had the same procedure done. It's very handy.
Mm-hmm. Then I can just pick it all up again and drink it again. No, that's gross.
Yeah,
what's wrong with you?
It's recycling.
Wrong with you, Neil?
It's for the environment.
I have a cork.
A cork.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but well, Captain, what do you say we get into an after party?
Yeah, let's do that.
We can have some fun with some of these folks there.
Sounds good.
I was just going to bring Mikey into this, but he seems to have. Oh no, there he is. Oh no, let's bring Mikey in here and see what he's up to.
Oh, hi there.
Oh,
It's meeting you guys too. I'm Troy McClure. You might recognize me.
Didn't see you there. Who let you in?
But Dadpool, man, thank you so much for joining me today, dude. I know you kind of this was like thrown in your face at the last minute, even though the rest of us had all planned this out. So I don't know how.
It's okay. I'm used to having things thrown in my face.
Oh, what was her name?
Not doing it.
These are the questions everyone wants answers to. But anyways, dude, it's been a blast chatting with you, man. I saw you a couple times on the Tart Show, and of course I said, that'd be cool to have on. And Oz knew that, so he got in touch with me, and I guess he set this up, but forgot to tell you about it. So that's funny.
What happened there, Oz?
I don't know, but we made it work. We're a little bit late, but we made it work.
It's all good.
But anyways, guys, we are going to get into an after party. If you'd like to come and hang out with us and just be as goofy as we have been, then let me know through Twitter or Facebook. If you're not on either of those, my email is down below. It's 604atheist@gmail.com. And you can send me a message there, and I will send you a link, and you can jump in and hang out with us. We'll probably go for a couple hours or so, more or less. Like, you don't have to hang around for the whole thing, of course, Captain. But you're free to go whenever you want. I'm not chaining you to this by any stretch.
I got nothing planned. My kids are in bed. I have nothing better to do.
All right. I know. The girlfriend just gave you a look, too, didn't she? What do you mean you've got nothing better to do?
Yeah, it's a little bit. She's right there, glaring at me.
Hi.
Hi.
That's awesome.
She's super supportive. I love her.
Yeah, well, that's great. That's awesome. It's always good when you can find someone that's like that with you. I have been through. I lost count at like 150 fucking relationships, and I still haven't found one that can deal with me the way I think they should. Does that sound right? I don't know. I sound conceited almost, but anyway.
For the love of Neil is going to be the new YouTube channel that we make, where it's a celebrity reality show where Neil is going to find one young lady to give a bandana at the end of the week, and she gets to go.
Oh, that's great.
He had a reality TV show.
Yeah, Brett Michaels. I was like, right there's the Brett Michaels. Yeah, shit. That was great.
Brett Michaels,
there should be an atheist dating app, like Christian Mingle, but like Atheist Mingle.
Atheist Mingle. That's a good idea, actually.
Somebody get on that. Why is that
Let's
not?
get on that right now. Let's get on, Mikey.
The Heathen Hangout.
Heathen Hangout.
Yeah,
well,
Tinder and Grinder apparently.
Tinder and Grinder. Well, those are totally different animals, and also. Heathen, I don't think it's the correct word, because heathen is actually mostly refers to like Vikings and they're polytheists, right? So
pagan, yeah,
pagan.
Oh, that's a pagan word.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you don't want Ocean fucking chasing you down. So hey, stop using my word.
I'm uphill. He'll never get to me.
I know.
Atheist
I told him
it.
we use it too, so he can uphill. Sorry, there, Ocean. We use it too, there, buddy.
Monopolizing all the good beards and all the words. Get out of here, Ocean.
Atheist linger. I like that one.
Linger.
And Zod's got a point. Whoop, hang on.
The Bachelorist.
The site would get so trolled and harassed.
Oh, it would.
As if Tinder is just a bastion of just good relationships waiting to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a treasure trove.
A regular cornucopia of just single people waiting to meet.
All right, guys, let's get the hell out of here. Oh, Murder Shed Steve shows up at the
Murder
end.
Shed Steve, what's going on, man? And Miss Oz.
Miss Oz is there. Yeah, Mrs. Oz. I think Murder Shed Steve should join us for the after party. What do you think?
I think so too.
Dude,
I'd love to be able to chat with Murder Shed Steve.
I think I'm just going to get you better, Steve, and I'll cancel this. I'm
Murder Shed Steve.
I'm ordering a pipe bomb to be to your address right now. If you join YouTube, it's a joke. I'm kidding. If you join us, then I will cancel the. No, I'm kidding. I'm not actually doing it.
Murder Shed Steve, if you don't show up, I will not tell Dexter he's a good boy.
Oh.
Do you want that? Do you want to be responsible for that, Murder?
You want that on your conscience, Steve?
How are you going to sleep tonight or any night after tonight?
His name is Murder Shed. You think he's got a conscience?
But it's a kitty.
That's fair enough. He's only murderous towards fellow human beings. I think he likes animals. So maybe it might work.
Maybe. Oh, it's too bad you're at work, so I'd love to have you. It's been a while since you've been in one of my after shows. But anyways, Mikey, quit playing with your pussy, and let's bring this to an end
Quit
here.
playing with pussy. Don't quit playing with pussy, Mike. Keep going.
Yeah. As the little thing down there says, thank you to all my wonderful patrons. Because of you guys, the show keeps going. You guys are amazing, and there's lots of them now. I'm surprised this as many people kind of want to help me out, but I think it's amazing. Also, don't forget that Randolph Richardson, you might know him, he's the president of Canadian Atheists, and myself, who's the community advocate for Canadian Atheists, are going to be starting our own call-in show called True North Talk, and we'll talk to believers of all stripes and just about anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be about theism and atheism. So you give us a call there if you want to chat with us, and definitely head over to the True North Talk YouTube channel and give it a sub. And also myself and Mikey here, who will be joining us pretty soon as well, are now hosts of the Nonprofits, the revamped and relaunched Nonprofits, which is one of the ACA products. And we tape it on the Wednesdays, but it airs between Talk Heathen and Atheist Experience on the Sundays, usually at around, I think it's 3 p.m. Central Time. So watch for us there, guys. And anyways, so at the last Saturday of every month, myself and my buddy Andy, who does the Laughing in Disbelief channel, which you should head over to and go give a sub to, because that's where you'll find him and me and my friend Seamus from the Free Thought Prophets doing Atheists Drinking Out Loud. And that's once a month because we're old and we can only handle drinking that much at once. And this week's guest, which is this Saturday, by the way, on the 30th, is this fella right down here, Mr. Mikey Famine, is going to be our guest. He's everywhere nowadays, kids. I don't know.
I've gone viral.
He's gone viral. Exactly. And like I said earlier, guys, don't forget also Mikey does another show called The Bin Podcast. So there's a link to that as well in the description box as well. And that's where you'll find that Jar Tan Binks guy.
Should I explain my tardiness now, or should I save it for the after show? It has been related.
Dude. Let's use it as a cliffhanger. If you want to find out why Mikey was late, hit the link below for the after party, and we will see you guys there. And remember, guys, like I always say at the end of these shows. Oh, is it coin time? Okay, one more quickie. That's what she said. Anyway, so next time, guys, like I always say at the end of these shows, like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time. Oh.